My approach to teaching is really a one-on-one kind of learning relationship that really just is kind of more of a mentorship, I guess you would say. I want people to learn not just orthopedics, technical skills, but I want them to learn life lessons, financial decisions that we make as surgeons. And I think that's something that's a lot of times missing from an orthopedic residency program is that yes, our main goal is to teach these people how to be good orthopedic surgeons, but at the same time to go out and make good decisions on life.
I think the best way to describe the culture here would be that everyone's just a big family. I think for me, what stood out the most during my interview here, and just on the interview trail in general, USA it made me feel very comfortable. I was super nervous, as anyone would be on interviews. And I came in and I felt like the attendings, the staff, the residents were just super genuine, super kind, wanted to get to know me. And it just, for lack of better words, felt easy to talk with everyone. And I walked away from here feeling very good about potentially spending the rest of 5 years with these people.
I'm actually born and raised here in Mobile, so Mobile is not a foreign place to me. I got to know the orthopedic residency through medical school. It was fun to see them interact with the medical students and the faculty. It seemed like they were extremely confident in what they were doing, and it seemed like they were enjoying what they were doing. So my wife and I are both from Mobile, so we found that this was the perfect place for us.
I always expect my residents to always work hard, but I expect them to work well as teams. You know, I need them to work well with other people, and I think even when I sit down for interviews with potential candidates, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm really paying attention to.
I think within like the first month and a half of me being a resident, I was I was the only resident in the case. It was an amputation and I did the entire case. I had prepped for it. I read up on it. I made sure to know kind of what was going on. I was just expecting to just be watching, and then I was given the scalpel by the attending, and he was like, all right, do the incision, tell me kind of step by step what you're doing, and I did the whole entire amputation. It was 3 fingers, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but for me, being an intern for the first month and a half, he was like, you're prepared, go ahead and do it, and I was like, okay, great. That transition from a medical student to a resident is really hard at the beginning, and you're still, for me at that point, I was still just kind of used to observing and being in the background, trying to stay out of the way. And so for me to be the one that was telling people, like, give me this instrument, and like kind of like, can you hold the extremity this way for me, or can you retract like this for me so that I can get the right angle. It was very, very cool for me to be able to be on that side of things, and it allowed me to kind of develop, as you were saying, the confidence that I think you need to be a good surgeon.
Each and every one of our rotations, the max number of residents you will have on your rotation is 2, and those are on the bigger services of pediatrics and trauma. Otherwise, it's 1 resident to either 1 attending or multiple attendings. So you are the primary, secondary surgeon. There's the attending, there's you. If you come prepared and you're ready to work, you're going to get to operate. And it is expected that you're able to learn over these 5 years to grow as a surgeon.
The greatest parts about the residency is the variety of cases and the diverse patient population that we have. Is that we are a huge referral center, being the level 1 trauma center here, and so from New Orleans all the way to Tallahassee up to Birmingham, we are a filter of all these complicated, diverse cases.
You get out of the residency program what you want, and it depends on your work ethic. And I think most places these days, orthopedic surgery residency programs, you're going to get great training, but the main thing is making sure that you feel like you're with people that you can kind of lean on in times of need.
We're very lucky here in Mobile. We live right on the coast, so the seafood is always a personal fan favorite of mine.
I've loved Mobile. An hour and a half east of here, you have Gulf Shores, the beach, which I've taken a drive on the weekends. You just drive there for an hour and a half, come back, and then an hour and a half to the west, you have New Orleans, there's Biloxi, so there's a lot to do.
Mobile Mardi Gras is the original place. Back in 1703, Mobile had the first Mardi Gras, and that was a few years before New Orleans was actually founded.
You really kind of get a mix of cultures down here, and the downtown atmosphere of restaurants and nightlife has really expanded over the past, since I was here.
If you want to learn how to become an excellent orthopedic surgeon and be confident in your practice, USA is the place for you.